to another video with me. Today we're going to do yet another lesson on frequency separation in case anyone missed my last one or in case it wasn't quick enough. I'm going to try to make this one as quick as possible. Frequency separation is a skin editing technique and it is what I use to get this picture into this picture for the most part. I didn't use it to edit this paper, right? But I use it to edit the skin. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on this little folder thing here. That is going to create a group. Now I'm going to click back on the background. I'm going to then on my keyboard click Command J 2 times. After I've done that, I'm going to name the first layer, the first copy of the background. I'm going to name that color. And then the second copy of the background, I'm going to name that texture. Reason why I'm naming this color is because this color layer is going to control the color of whatever's happening in the image, and then this texture layer is going to control the texture of whatever's happening in the image. And you'll see when I'm actually doing it. Anyway, so I'm going to click and drag this color into the group that I created earlier, and I'm going to click and drag this texture into the group as well, making sure that the texture is on top of the color. I'm going to go ahead and click on color. I'm going to click the little eye off of texture. I'm going to go to filter. I'm going to go to blur. I'm going to go to Gaussian blur, and I'm going to put this at 5.0, and then I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to click back the little eye on texture. I'm going to click on texture itself. I'm going to go to image. I'm going to go to apply image, and I'm going to make sure that this says color. This says subtract. The scale is at 2. The offset is at 128. And I'm going to click OK. Once everything is said and done, your image should look like this extra crisp, super sharpened, gray situation. I'm going to go over here where it says normal, and I'm going to go to where it says linear light. So after I've done all of this, your image should look exactly the same as it looked before. So if I click on and off the group, your picture should look exactly the same, right? So now to go ahead and start editing, I'm going to go ahead and click on this mixer brush tool, which usually what's in place here is this little brush tool, right? But we're not going to use that. We want to use the mixer brush tool. So if this is what you see on your computer, option click that until you get this mixer brush tool, which is the little brush with the little, eye drop on it. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use that mixer brush tool to start editing the picture. So I'm going to make this brush as big as whatever it is that I would like to start working on the picture. Oh, my bad. So make sure that, first of all, your settings are the same as mine at the top here. And then make sure that you're clicked on color, because the mixer brush tool is only to edit the color of the skin. Usually what I like to do is I like to take off the eye on texture so that we can see what we're actually doing with the color. But sometimes, every once in a while, I like to keep the eye on texture, just because, I don't know, sometimes it makes it a little easier. But I don't know, it depends on the picture, I guess. On this particular picture, I'm just going to keep the eye open on texture. So what I'm basically doing is I'm just blending in the skin, the skin. I'm blending in the coloring of her skin, right? And what this is doing is, so if she's got dark spots here or dark spots there, it's just blending it all in to make it all look even. And that's how you get that. Oops, my bad. So when you come to places where there's like other lines here, you want to be careful. You want to go in with the smaller brush. But anyway, so what we're doing is we're blending in the coloring of her skin. And what this is doing is it's basically blending in any colors that how can I explain this? I'm so sorry. Like, oh God, I'm losing my words here. But it's basically blending in the colors of her skin to where if one, like if a pimple is one color, for example, and it gets blended into, a color that's a natural tone for her, then you don't see the pimple anymore. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it's better to show than to tell because sometimes I start to lose my words. But as you can see, so like if a pimple is red and I go in and I blend in the color and I blend it in with, the white part of her skin or the yellowy part of her skin, then you don't see the pimple anymore. So just using this mixer brush tool to just blend in the color is disguising, right? It's disguising the pimples. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and keep doing that for the rest of the face. And as we go, we do want to make sure that we keep changing our brush to make sure that our brush matches whatever it is that we're editing, within the picture. So if I'm going on the nose, for example, I want to make this just a tiny bit bigger because you never want a brush that's too big nor too small for the surface that you're editing. All right, you guys, I think you get the idea of what I'm doing here. So we're just going to go ahead and fast forward this part. All right, so we've gone ahead and we've edited, the color part of the skin. What we're gonna start doing now is we're gonna start editing the texture of the skin. So I did go ahead and click on my texture layer, and then now what I'm doing is I clicked on the healing tool brush, which if you're not familiar with Photoshop, it would be under this brush here, the one that has the little circle at the top. But you're gonna option click that until you get this brush here without the circle on the top. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to make the brush a tiny bit bigger. Now we're going to go ahead and option click a piece of skin that is clear, and we're going to use that to clear out whatever skin's not clear. Option click clear skin. Use that to clear out unclear skin. Option click clear skin. Use that to clear out unclear skin. And just like that. So if there's like a pimple that's left over, because this is the thing, like the color texture will get rid of the color, but it won't get rid of like the actual texture. So it'll hide a lot of things, but it won't hide everything. So that's why you always want to go back with you want to go back in there with your healing tool brush and your texture layer to put that little final touch on there. Sometimes you don't even have to use it, but a lot of the times you do. And it's really good to do so because now let me go back to the mixer brush tool because we've got a little funky situation taking place under our eye here. Let's make this brush a tiny bit bigger. Okay, cool, there we go. Alright, so let's see now the before and the after. So this image that I just edited was more of like a JPEG. So what I'm doing right here is just giving you an idea of what I did to get this into this. We're not going to get the exact same image because this image on the left is a JPEG. This one was a raw image. That's why it's, clear, it's more in focus, it's blah, blah, blah. And now, as you can tell, the nose is a little bit different in this picture than in this picture. So we're going to go to filter, we're going to go to liquify. And we're just going to tug the nose to the right a little bit. We're going to use this tool on the top left over here. We're going to use that, right, to tug the nose over here. Tug the nose, straighten it out a little bit. And there we go. That's how I got the nose to look like this in that first picture. This one, that first, oh, my bad. Yeah, you don't want to overdo it. This first picture also, as you can tell, like her nose has, looks smaller also because I also did go in with like dodge and burn. And I, made the surrounding areas a little bit darker, um, just to give the nose like that smaller look, because her makeup, as you guys can tell, is way more vibrant in this picture than in that picture. um, but yeah, you guys, this is basically how I do frequency separation. I would have gone in a little bit more on the dodge and burn and all that extra stuff, but we're not here for that today, are we? We're here for a quick frequency separation tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful, great, amazing rest of your day. Bye.